How I taught my grandmother to read. Now read a story about a girl who teaches her grandmother how to read. When I was a girl of about 12, I used to stay in a village in North Karnataka with my grandparents. Those days the transport system was not very good, so we used to get the morning paper only in the afternoon. All of us would wait eagerly for the bus, which used to come with the papers, weekly magazines and the post. At that time, Triveni was a very popular writer in the Kannada language. One of her novels, called Kashi Yatri, was appearing as a serial in a Kannada weekly then. My grandmother, Kristika, never went to school, so she could not read. Even every Wednesday, Karmavira, the magazine, would come and I would read the next episode of this story to her. During that time, she would forget all her work and listen with the greatest concentration. Later, she could repeat the entire text by heart. After hearing what happened next in Kashi Yatri, she would join her friends at the temple courtyard, where we children would also gather to play hide and seek. She would discuss the latest episode with her friends. Once I went for a wedding with my cousins to the neighboring village. In those days, a wedding was a great event. We children enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. We would eat and play endlessly, savoring the freedom because all the elders were busy. I went for a couple of days but ended up staying there for a week. When I come back to my village, I saw my grandmother in tears. I was surprised, for I had never seen her cry even in the most difficult situations. What had happened? I was worried. Ava, is everything all right? Are you okay? I used to call her Ava, which means mother in Kannada. She nodded but did not reply. I did not understand and forgot about it. In the night after dinner, we were sleeping on the open terrace of the house. It was a summer night and there was a full moon. Ava came and sat next to me. Her affectionate hands touched my forehead. I realized she wanted to speak. I asked her, "What is the matter?" When I was a young girl, I lost my mother. There was nobody to look after and guide me. My father was a busy man and got married again. In those days, people never considered education essential for girls. So I never went to school. I got married very young and had children. I became very busy. Later, I had grandchildren and always felt so much happiness in cooking and feeding all of you. At times, I used to regret not going to school, so I made sure that my children and grandchildren studied well. I could not understand why my 62-year-old grandmother was telling me, a 12-year-old, the story of her life in the middle of the night. But I knew I loved her immensely and there had to be some reason why she was talking to me. I looked at her face. It was unhappy and her eyes were filled with tears. She was a good-looking lady who was usually seen smiling. Even today, I cannot forget the worried expression on her face. I leaned forward and held her hand. Ava, don't cry. What is the matter? Can I help you in any way? Yes, I needed your help. You know, when you were away, Karmavira came as usual. I opened the magazine. I saw the picture that accompanies the story of Kashi Yatri, and I could not understand anything that was written. Many times I rubbed my hands over the pages, wishing my fingers could understand what was written, but I knew it was not possible. If only I was educated enough. I waited eagerly for you to return. I felt you would come early and read it out to me. I even thought of going to the village and asking you to read it to me. I could have asked somebody in this village, but I was too embarrassed to do so. I felt so very dependent and helpless. We are well off, but what use is money when I cannot be independent? I did not know what to answer. Ava continued. I have decided I want to learn the Kannada alphabet from tomorrow onwards. I will work very hard. I want to be independent. Ava, at this age of 62, you want to learn the alphabet? All your hair is grey. Your hands are wrinkled. You wear spectacles and you work so much in the kitchen. But she just smiled. If you are determined for a good case, you can overcome any obstacle. I will work harder than anybody, but I will do it for learning. There is no age bar. The next day onwards, I start my tuition. Ava was a wonderful student. The amount of homework she did was amazing. She would read, repeat, write, and recite. I was her only teacher, and she was my first student. Little did I know then that one day I would become a teacher in computer science and teach hundreds of students. When the Dashera festival came, my grandmother called me to the puja place and made me sit down on a stool. She gave me a gift of a frock material. Then she did something unusual. She bent down and touched my feet. I was surprised and taken aback. Elder never touched the feet of youngest. We have always touched the feet of God, elders, and teachers. We considered that as a mark of respect. She said, I am touching the feet of a teacher, not my granddaughter, a teacher who taught me so well, with so much of affection that I can read any novel confidently in such a short period. Now I am independent. It is my duty to respect a teacher. Is it not written in our scriptures that a teacher should be respected, irrespective of gender or age? I did return namaskara to her by touching her feet and gave my gift to my first student. It was the novel Kashi Yatri by Triveni. I knew then that my student had passed with flying colors. This story is written by Sudha Murthy. Now let's see who was Sudha Murthy. So, Sudha Murthy was born in 1950 in North Karnataka. She is a social worker and writes in Kannada and English. She has written 7 novels, 4 technical books, 3 travelogues and 2 collections of short stories. Her stories are about common lives and human values. Thank you.